All right, let's get right into it. If you're a legal professional, I want you to think about something. How much of your day is actually spent being a lawyer? Today, we're going to look at a system designed to completely change that equation, to take law firms from being buried in paper to being powered by digital efficiency.
Seriously, think about it. It's a simple question, right? But for so many lawyers and paralegals, the answer is probably not nearly enough. How much of your precious time gets eaten up by the small stuff? You know, hunting for that one file, wrestling with billing software, just administrative grind. It's time that should be spent winning cases.
It's really a tale of two different worlds. On one side, you've got the old way, overflowing filing cabinets, tedious manual time tracking, and those dreaded misplaced client notes. But on the other side, a modern firm where data is central, billing is automatic, and communication is just seamless. This contrast is exactly the problem we're diving into.
And that brings us to what you could call the legal admin overload. It's that constant, nagging feeling that you're spending more time managing paperwork than you are practicing law.
You know the drill, right? The endless search for that one document, that specific client note, or just trying to piece together billing information. Every single minute you spend on that stuff is a minute you can't bill. It's more than just lost time. It's a major drag on your firm's efficiency and, honestly, your sanity. So what's the answer to this admin overload? Well, it's about shifting from chaos to control with something that acts like a digital command center, and that's where Casewise comes in.
And I think this quote just nails it. It's not about adding another app to your workflow. This is pitched as a complete upgrade to your firm's entire operating system.
So what is Casewise exactly? Well, at its core, it's an all-in-one legal practice management platform. It's built to handle the entire journey of a case, from the moment a potential client reaches out, all the way through to that final invoice.
A great way to think about it is as your firm's automated air traffic controller. It's guiding new leads in for a smooth landing, it's tracking every case in the air to make sure there are no collisions, and it's making sure everything stays perfectly on schedule.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? How does Casewise take all that manual work off your plate and actually automate your firm's workflow?
It really breaks down into this clear four-step journey for every single case. First, you capture the lead. Then, you optimize all the tasks involved. Next, you centralize all the files. And finally, you automate the billing. Simple and logical. Let's start with growth. Casewise can capture new leads right from your website or social media. But here's the magic part. It then automates the follow-up. This means no more potential clients falling through the cracks just because you were swamped in court.
Now for the day-to-day grind. It's got things like task reminders so you never miss an important deadline. And get this, task cloning. If you have routine workflows, you can just clone them instead of manually re-entering the same information over and over again. That's a huge time saver.
And this one is a game changer. Every single thing related to a case, every document, every email, every note, it all lives in one secure digital place. Remember that endless search we talked about? Yeah, that's gone. It's replaced with instant access and powerful search tools.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about making your daily tasks easier, although that's great. The real power here is about turning that new efficiency into real, tangible growth and profitability for your firm.
And this is where you can really see the difference. By automating all that non-billable administrative work, you free up a massive chunk of your time. And what do you do with that time? You focus on billable hours. The difference isn't small, it's significant.
And it goes beyond just saving time. Casewise gives you these key performance insights. You can see how your team is doing, where bottlenecks are, and track your firm's financial health. It lets you stop guessing and start making truly data-driven decisions to grow your bottom line.
So let's pull all of this together. What are the big takeaways here? It all boils down to a really simple but incredibly powerful idea.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The whole point is to let technology do the heavy lifting for you. It's about getting that administrative weight off your shoulders so you can pour all of your energy and skill into what you do best, winning cases for your clients.
So the Casewise advantage really boils down to these three things. 1. Automate the repetitive administrative tasks. 2. Centralize all your case data so it's always at your fingertips. And 3. Use the insights from that data to intelligently drive your firm's growth. So I'll just leave you with this final thought.
If you could reclaim all those hours you currently lose to administrative headaches every single week, what could you achieve for your clients, for your firm, and for yourself? Something to think about.